Hi, I'm John with the Treasure Finding Rods Company, and I'm doing this demo presentation. It's called Understanding the TFR-TD Target Discriminator. In this presentation, I'm going to be explaining the functions of the target discriminator and how it works with the TFR-1 rod. So you'll notice that there's a dial on the discriminator box, and you have a whole range of different weight settings. We have 1 gram all the way to 100 pounds, and then you'll notice we have minimum and we have maximum setting. So when you're using this box, it's very important that you have the dial set on the weight that you're searching for. So we're going to be doing a demonstration today on 1 gram of material. So we have the dial positioned on 1 gram here. Okay? So it's very important that you have it on the weight setting that you're for the targets that you're searching for. If you're searching for 1 gram, then you can't have it on 2 grams. If you're searching for 1 ounce, you can't have it on 10 ounces, or you can't even have it on 1.5 ounces, which would be right about there. The instrument is very precise and it's very accurate. So you would have to have it on 1 ounce if you're searching for 1 ounce. Otherwise, you will not get a signal with the rod. If you have it on 1 ounce and you're out searching for natural gold like gold nuggets and you don't get a signal, it's not that it's not working, it's just that there's not 1 ounce of the gold that you're looking for. So we'll put it back to 1 gram here, because that's the demonstration that I'm going to be giving. Okay, so I have a small gram gold coin here of refined gold. It's about 18 carats. And when you're using the discriminator box, you need a minimum of 1 gram of material, not any less than that. So 2 grams is even better, but 1 gram's usually good enough. You can even put up to 1 ounce of the material you're searching for in the box. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the discriminator box and you're going to open up this blue cap on the top. You're going to open it up. You see the empty chamber in there? You're going to place the sample of what you're searching for in this chamber. So there it is. You can see it's at the bottom of the chamber. So then you're going to tighten the cap, push it down, it's tight, it's locked, and you're going to check again to make sure you're on the weight that you're searching for. Okay, so here you can see 1 gram of refined gold that I'm going to be doing a test demonstration on to show how the discriminator box works. It's a small gold, round gold pellet. It's refined gold, exactly 1 gram. Okay, so we have the target discriminator here, and we have the stereo cable. So you're going to notice on the bottom of the discriminator, you're going to notice a jack. You're going to plug the stereo cable into the jack. Push it in all the way, make sure it's secure. You're going to notice that on the bottom of the TFR rod, on the handle, you're going to see the other jack. You would plug the other end of the stereo cable into that jack. Okay? So now it's ready to go. So I'm going to demonstrate now on our sample target. We moved off of 1 gram, so we have to put it back on 1 gram. You have to make sure that you're on the exact weight of what you're searching for. I'm going to give a little demonstration here now of how the TFR-1 rod will get a signal on the sample refined gold pellet that we have there. So the target discriminator has a belt clip on the back. So you would just attach this to your belt around your waist. I don't have a belt with me right at the moment, but I'm just going to attach it to my pocket for the demonstration. So I'm just going to attach it here to my pocket. Okay, so I'm going to check one final time, make sure we're on the correct setting, we're on a gram. And now I'm going to show how we would get a signal. Okay, so now we're going to sweep the rod, and we're going to notice that as I sweep past the gram small nugget, small gold pellet, as I sweep past, I'm getting a signal. Notice? That's because I have the discriminator box set on a gram. Okay, so if I take it off of a gram and I put it on 2 grams, now let's see what happens. So now there's no signal. See, when I sweep it past, there's no signal. That's because the discriminator box is not dialed in to that signal point on the box. So we would have to put it back on a gram. This box is controlling the output power of the rod. So when you're on a different weight, you won't get a signal. So now we're back on a gram, and I'm getting a signal lock again. Okay, so I'm going to do a walk by so you can see how the rod will point. This is the other method that I explained in the first part of the training video. As I walk by, it points to the sample. So you get right over it, you can shorten the antenna. So now you can see that it's honing down on the signal there. Your targets will be within a 2 to 4 foot diameter, as explained in the first part of the training video. Okay, so now we're gonna do a test on a different metal. This case silver, refined silver, and I have an old 1940 mercury dime here. So that's 2 grams exactly. So we're going to take that mercury dime, we're going to place it in the sample chamber. We're going to put the cap back on, as I showed before. Okay, it doesn't matter what you have in the sample chamber here. It doesn't have to be the exact same weight as what you're searching for. It just has to be a gram or more, not less than a gram. So, but in this case, we're going to be searching for the exact same weight. So we have a 2 gram mercury diamond here. We're going to be doing a test on another mercury dime that I have there on the ground here. So we're going to place it on 2 grams. So we got it on 2 grams now. Okay. Here we have 2 gram silver mercury dime. This is going to be the sample target that we're demonstrating the target discriminator on. Okay, so we have our sample mercury dime over there on the white sheet of paper. So now we're going to see, we're set on 2 grams. So we're going to see if we get a signal now. And there we go, we're getting a signal to the 2 gram mercury dime. As I sweep past it, you'll notice that the rod, the tip of the antenna is locking on that line of bearing. Now you want to keep the rod level. As I explained in the previous training video, it's important to keep the rod level. If you want to, you can get a small bubble level that's about the same diameter as the top of the spindle on the handle here, and you can just stick it right there on that flat surface. So as I walk past it, you'll notice that the rod will turn to the dime. See? And once you get over the target, you're going to shorten the antenna, as I explained before. So as I move the rod over the mercury dime, we get a signal. Now, if I get off of 2 grams and I go back to a gram, now you'll notice that there's no signal because the discriminator box is controlling the output power of the rod. And the rod is drawing its power from your body's energy field. Okay, so we get back on 2 grams. Now we got a signal again. See? We got a signal to the mercury dime. As I walk by, it points to it. Okay. The closer you can get to the metal or the mineral that you're searching for, the stronger the frequency resonance will be. So if you're searching for natural gold, then you would need a natural, like if you're searching for gold nuggets in Arizona, for example, then you would need natural gold nuggets from that area that you're searching in Arizona. Or if you don't have any nuggets, then fine gold or flakes will also work, as long as you put in a gram of material in the sample chamber. If you're searching for gold from California, for example, then you would try to get some natural gold from the area in California where you're doing your prospecting, because natural gold from different states and different regions has different types of mineralization. So you want to get as close as you can to the mineralization makeup that's in the natural gold that you're searching for. Some states have more iron, more copper, more silver, zinc, and other minerals. So point being, try to get a sample of the natural gold from the area that you're searching for, as close as you can get. Okay, so for this final test, I'm gonna be placing this small 1.5 gram gold nugget that I got here from Idaho. I'm going to be showing you how you can find natural gold with the discriminator box. This discriminator box, you can find any metal or mineral. You can find fossils, you can find diamonds, gems, meteorites, even paper money. You can experiment for yourself. Keep in mind that you can only find the weight that you have dialed into on this dial. Okay, so back to the natural gold nugget here that I have from Idaho. So we're going to take this nugget and we're going to place it in the chamber. Okay, so it's in there. Put the cap back on. So we have some small natural gold nuggets here from Idaho, up in the mountains, an area called the Boise Basin. And this is about 0.5 gram, 90% pure. So I just showed you a nugget that I put in the sample chamber. So this is about 0.5 gram. So I'm going to demonstrate now on the target discriminator how you would set it to find less than a gram of natural gold. Okay, so we have 0.5 gram of natural gold nuggets from Idaho. So we're going to take the dial and we're going to go below a gram. You can see there that I'm on the minimum, on the minimum setting. The minimum setting is where the dial stops turning to the right completely. Okay, so that's less than a gram, grains or micron gold on the minimum setting. I'll explain the maximum setting here in a few minutes when I'm done with this demonstration on natural gold. So we have 0.5 gram of natural gold. So let's see, we're set on less than a gram on the discriminator dial. I'm going to check it one final time. So let's see if we get a signal to the natural gold. And there we go, we're getting a signal lock. As I sweep the rod, you'll notice that the antenna is locking on the 1/2 gram of nuggets. So you hold the rod level and you sweep it, and you'll notice that as I sweep past it, I'm getting a lock. So let me do a walk by, shorten the antenna a little. Okay, so as I walk by, you'll notice that I'm getting signal to the 1/2 gram of gold nuggets here. Get a little closer. Watch the end of the antenna, how it pulls towards the natural gold. So, as I was showing before, we're going to get off of the minimum setting and we're going to get to 1 gram. Okay, so now we're on 1 gram. This is 1/2 gram. Well, now we're not getting a signal because the power output is not for that weight setting. So we get below 1 gram again, and now we have a signal again. There's a signal. Okay, so I'm going to give the last demonstration of the capabilities of the target discriminator. We already covered the minimum settings. Here, you turn the dial all the way to the right, and you can get below 1 gram. So now let's talk about the maximum settings, which would be past 100 pounds. So you would turn the dial all the way. If you're looking for 100 pounds of material, then you would have it keep it on 100. You can even test it on your refrigerator with this method that I'm going to show you right now. So when you put it on maximum, that's when the dial stops turning completely to the left. You can see how it's just like 1/8 of an inch past the little tick there? Okay, now it's on maximum. So when it's on maximum, then you can start picking up on 500 pounds or more. 1,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds, 3,000 pounds, 4,000 pounds, even several tons. So you're on unlimited weight. So we don't have 2 tons of gold to do this demonstration with, but we do have, I have this small steel nut, and we're going to show how it'll pick up on this several ton Dodge pickup, just to demonstrate that the maximum setting does work. So you take your little sample of steel, as I explained before, this discriminator and this TFR-1 rod can find any metal or mineral because it's working with frequency resonance. Okay, so we placed the steel nut into the sample chamber. So now we're going to put the cap on, and now I'm going to give a demonstration. We're on the maximum setting, unlimited weight range. So now I'm going to give a demonstration of how the TFR rod with the discriminator box will get a signal to this several ton, I don't know what the exact weight is, I know it's a couple tons or more, this Dodge pickup truck here. Okay, so here's the Dodge pickup that we're going to do the test on. So you can see that the rod does get a signal to several tons of metal. In this case, we're using steel. Okay, so we're going to sweep the rod in the direction of the truck. Now you notice I'm already getting a signal. As I sweep the rod, it's picking up on several tons of steel that the truck's made of. See, I'm getting a signal line. Now, if I get off of maximum setting and I go to 100 pounds, now watch and see, and we don't get a signal anymore. There's no signal now because we're not on the weight of the truck. So we turn the dial back to maximum setting. Now we're getting a signal again. Now I'm going to walk closer to the truck so you can see that it is getting a signal to the truck. Okay, we're right up to the back of the truck. You got the rod in the truck. See? we have a signal. As I walk by the truck, we're getting a signal to the truck. When I get off of maximum, no signal. I walk by, nothing. We get no signal. As soon as I get back on maximum, unlimited weight range, we get a signal to the truck. So, this is pretty much all that you need to know about using the TFR-TD target discriminator. One final thing that I'm going to mention is I don't have every single weight on this range, on this arc, marked. So you will have to experiment for yourself and find the weights that are in between the different weights that are on the dial. So as I explained in the instruction manual, you would move it. Let's say you're looking for 15 ounces of gold. So you see the 10 ounce and you see a pound. So you would move it in 1/8 of an inch increments, or a millimeter if you want, past the 10 ounce, and then you would keep swinging the TFR rod on your 15 ounce sample target until you get a signal, just as a 1.5 pounds would be slightly past a pound. You can keep experimenting between the ticks and the points of what the weights are in between the weights that are marked on the dial. So thank you for watching, and that's the end of the demonstration.